Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Michael Vick, live on VicTube. And so right now, I'm going to give y'all my bracket for this year's NCAA men's basketball tournament. So here we go. So we're going to start out with these. We got these four play-in games. They're being played on Thursday. You know, nobody's really gonna watch these games, to be honest. But anyway, we got Texas Southern versus Mount St. Mary's, and I'm gonna take Texas Southern. Then we got Drake versus Wichita State, and I'm gonna take Drake. Then we got App State versus Norfolk State, I'm gonna go with App State. And then this is the big primetime game. There will probably be people watching this one. We got UCLA at Michigan State, and I'm going to take Michigan State. Okay, so now on to the actual tournament. Here we go. So now this is the for the round of 64. Here we got Gonzaga versus App State. And I'm going to take Gonzaga. We've also got Oklahoma at Missouri. I'm going to go with Mizzou. Let's see. So now we got Gonzaga versus Missouri for the 32 round. I do have Gonzaga winning that one. Let's see. So we got Creighton versus UCSB. I don't know what that is. University of California something would be my guess. And I'm going to go with Creighton. And then we got Virginia versus Ohio, and I'm going to take Virginia. And then I also have Virginia beating Creighton. And next we got Southern Cal versus Drake, and I'm going to go with USC. And then next we got Kansas versus Eastern Washington, and I'm going to take Kansas. And then I'm also going to take Kansas to beat USC. And then we got Oregon versus VCU, and I'm going to take Oregon. And Iowa versus Grand Canyon. I'm going to take Iowa. I'm also got Iowa beating Oregon. And then I got, let's see, Michigan versus Texas Southern, and I'm going to take Michigan. And we got LSU versus Saint Bonaventure. And I'm going to go with LSU. And then I also have LSU beating Michigan. And then we got Colorado versus Georgetown. And I'm going to go with Colorado. Colorado. Yeah. We got Florida State versus UNC Greenville. And I'm going to take FSU. Then also have FSU going on to beat Colorado. And then we got BYU versus Michigan State. And I'm going to take BYU. And then I got Texas versus Abilene Christian. And I'm going to take Texas. And then I also have Texas beating BYU. Yeah, so then UConn versus Maryland, and I'm going to take UConn. Got Alabama versus Iona. I'm going to take Alabama. And I also have Bama beating UConn. And next we got Baylor at Hartford, and I'm going to take Baylor. And then we got North Carolina versus Wisconsin. Now I'm going to go with North Carolina. And then I have Baylor beating North Carolina. Or next we got Villanova at Winthrop. And I'm going to go with Villanova. And then we got Purdue versus North Texas. I'm going to take Purdue. Then I got Texas Tech versus Utah State. And I'm going to go with Texas Tech. We got Arkansas at Colgate. And I have Arkansas beating Colgate. And then I have Texas Tech beating Arkansas. And then see Florida versus Virginia Tech. Yep, and I have, I'm going to take Virginia Tech. And then here's a shocker right here, I know. Ohio State versus Oral Roberts. And yes, I am picking a bold upset here. I'm going to take Oral Roberts to upset Ohio State. And then it gets even better. I also have Oral Roberts beating Virginia Tech and going on to the Sweet 16, right? Every year there's, usually, one of these, Cinderella teams that will make a strong push. So, yeah, so always got to pick, a sleeper or two, right? And next we got Illinois versus Drexel. I would take Illinois. I got Loyola Chicago versus Georgia Tech. And I'm going to take Georgia Tech. And then I have Illinois beating Georgia Tech. Next we got Tennessee versus Oregon State. And I'm going to go with Tennessee. And then Oklahoma State versus Liberty. And I'm going to take Oklahoma State. And then I have Tennessee beating Oklahoma State. And we got San Diego State versus Syracuse. And I'm going to take San Diego State. West Virginia versus Morehead State. And I'm going to take West Virginia. And then I also have West Virginia beating San Diego State. We got Clemson versus Rutgers. I'm going to take Rutgers. See, Houston versus Cleveland State. Yep, I'm picking another upset. Yep, another sleeper team. Yep, Cleveland State. Yep, to upset Houston. And then I also have Cleveland State going on to beat Rutgers and get into the Sweet 16. Is that it? Yeah. So that's it for the 64 and 32 team rounds. So now it's on to the Sweet 16. Let's see, so we've got Gonzaga versus Virginia. And I'm going to take Gonzaga. You got Kansas versus Iowa. And I'm going to take Kansas. And then we got LSU versus Florida State. I'm going to take LSU. We got Texas versus Alabama. And I'm going to go with Texas. This is where Bama gets bounced. We got Baylor versus Villanova. And I'm going to take Baylor. Then we got Texas Tech versus Oral Roberts. And this is where it ends for Oral Roberts. I'm taking Texas Tech. And here we got Illinois versus Tennessee. And I'm going to take Illinois. This is where Tennessee gets bounced from the tournament. And then West Virginia versus Cleveland State. Yep, here is where it ends for Cleveland State. I've got West Virginia. Now, time for the Elite Eight. We've got Gonzaga versus Kansas. And I'm going to take Gonzaga. Got LSU versus Texas. And I'm going to take Texas. Baylor versus Texas Tech. I'm going to take Baylor. Then Illinois versus West Virginia. And I'm going to take West Virginia. All right. Final four. You got Gonzaga versus Texas. And I'm going to take Texas. And then got Baylor and West Virginia, and I'm going to take West Virginia. So now it's time for the championship. Yep. Texas versus West Virginia. Yep. D4 Sports versus Golden Blue Dude. So I have West Virginia winning it all. And I have a final score prediction: West Virginia 74, Texas 70. Yep. So congratulations, Golden Blue Dude, Welky. Mountaineer Mike and all the other West Virginia fans. Congratulations on your national title in basketball. So thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all again next time.